coming at you with another video. This is going to be a little update on the Super Bowl. It's been 4 days. It's been about 4 days since the Super Bowl happened. And going to be talking about a little bit of the stuff going on that's been running around on the news. Um, Basically, just rumors. People's people's ideas on why the Eagles lost. All the excuses going around. Um, you know, going around, a lot of the rumors going around, there's been, it's the holding call. The holding calls would cause them to win. This caused the loss, and that shouldn't have been called, and yada, yada, yada. Granted, it's not the call that anybody wanted. Nobody wants to end a game like that. Not even Chiefs. We got the victory, we got the win and all, but it's not the victory that anybody wanted. And it wasn't the Chiefs that made the call, it was the referees. People can't be blaming Kansas City, should be blaming the refs. Was it a bad call? No, I don't think so. Was it a hold? Definitely was. Bradbury even admitted to it. All the staff and then the Eagles staff and organization came out and said, hey, call had to be called. They had to make the call. They saw the penalty, yada, yada, yada. So that is not an excuse. And the reason that's not an excuse is Eagles are up 10 points in halftime. It's 24-14. Eagles offense has been pretty well dominating that first half. Defense and the Chiefs defense was struggling a bit. It never should have come down to that part of the game. It never should have come down to that. Eagles come out, second half, 10-point lead. Chiefs get the ball, score a touchdown, and from then on, just expose the Eagles defense throughout the whole second half. Now, that brings up the other controversy, the other excuse of why the Eagles lost, and that is the field conditions of the sod grass. Now, I've watched a bunch of shows, and I've watched mostly the one I was watching was a Pat McAfee show. Shout out to Pat McAfee and the guys. They were talking about how the sod father had been growing this grass for like the last 2 years, and all in all, it cost him it was like $800,000 to install this new sod in a State Farm Stadium or a radio, whatever, in Arizona, and this was like some new sod that they had built from the ground up, and so they put it in, they painted it, and they said that they've been taking it outside of the arena to get it direct sunlight, yada, yada, yada. They've been taking care of it. But for some reason, I don't know if it was due to maybe they overwater the field too much when they were watering it or what. I don't know. But the conditions on the field, I will agree, the conditions on the field were horrendous. There was a lot of slipping, sliding, a lot of, not a lot of traction for the feet, for everybody's footing. But you can't use that as an excuse, though, because everybody's playing on the same field. It goes both ways. It doesn't side one team or the other. People are talking about, oh, Eagles defense was slipping and sliding. They couldn't get traction and yada, 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 whatever. Same thing goes for the Chiefs. They played on the same field, the same conditions. You look at that game and you're thinking, hey, Chiefs are like, hey, you know what? We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna gain control. Apparently, Chiefs had the right tactics of, keeping their traction on the field. And I saw a lot of slipping and sliding on both sides. Both sides were slipping all over the place. So that's not an excuse either. And then another thing going around is that people are spreading rumors and shouting out nasty rumors about Patrick Mahomes, saying that, oh, he was at halftime, he got injured in the half, and he was limping and stuff, and he was in so much pain. And then he came out in the second half and just dominated the defense. Had one incompletion that whole second half, and it was a pass. It was to throw the ball away. Other than that, he completed every single pass, and everyone's complaining about that. Now they're saying that he was doped up and using performance enhancement drugs and yada 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 and all this stuff. Like, come on, guys, seriously, like, come on, seriously. Like, when are you going to stop with the excuses and just accept the fact that the Chiefs outplayed your defense and you guys lost the game? You guys had a 10-point lead. It should have, like I said, it should have never came down to that holding call. Should have never came down to a game-winning field goal. If your guys' offense and defense could have played well together, and your offense could have scored, and not let our defense come in and rain terror, which they did in the second half. Jalen Hurts couldn't stay still in the pocket. We had him running all over the place and throwing the ball away and throwing crazy passes that weren't getting completed. If they would have came in here and capitalized on the offense and scored on those drives, they would have had a big lead. They would have had a bigger lead. You can't. It's no offense, but you're playing a team like the Chiefs. Yeah, we didn't perform offensively as great, and yeah, Jalen Hurts performed way better than Patrick Mahomes. But Patty Mahomes knows how to get the job done. That's why we burned y'all defense with the same play in the opposite way, back to back possession. We burned you in the same play in the red zone, wide open both times. I'm just tired of hearing all the excuses and all the oh, this is why we lost, or oh, Chiefs should have never won, and yada yada yada. Come on, guys, seriously. The defense got exposed. Their offensive line couldn't stop our defense any longer because they were getting tired. It's just enough with the excuses. And not only that, now we got things going around. So get this. Okay, so everybody I'm assuming most all the Chiefs fans that couldn't go to the parade watched the parade on TV, and also those who saw the parade probably watched it and saw all the comments now coming out about the Chiefs because the Chiefs and at the end of the Super Bowl and in the parade are saying how we were underdogs, nobody believed in us, we were doubted the whole season. Now everyone's coming out saying like, oh, nobody doubted you. We knew you guys were gonna win. You guys are the best team in the league. Blah blah blah. All this garbage, and they're trying to deny that they ever said it. Well, guess what? KC kept those receipts, and now we're shoving them back in your faces. And y'all are out here saying this and that. Well, guess what? We have those receipts. I can go back from the beginning of the season, I can go back and find every clip of every show, every talk show that was picking us after the release of Tyreek Hill and the devastating loss of the receivers we had, and Tyrann Mathieu gone on defense, and Sorensen gone on defense, and all these other guys that we got rid of. They said that we were going to be rebuilding the team. That we didn't have the word I'm looking for. We didn't have the players. We didn't have the talent on our team to win the division. We didn't have the talent to even make it to the playoffs. We didn't have talent to have a winning season. They picked us last and everything. We were underdogs in a lot of the games we played. And now they're coming out here and saying that, oh, we never said that. Chiefs were favored in every game they ever played. They were favored every time. No, they weren't. Nobody favored us against. Nobody favored us because everybody was picking the Bills to go to the playoffs, win the playoffs, go to the Super Bowl. Then when the Bengals beat the Bills in the playoffs, everybody was picking the Bengals. Bengals were going to beat the Chiefs. Bengals were going to go to the Super Bowl. Bengals were going to play and Bengals were going to beat the Eagles. And then we beat the Bengals. And then everybody, we went to the Super Bowl. Everybody picked the Eagles. Nobody picked the Chiefs. Very few picked the Chiefs. You go back and watch all that. Even the Fox guys, Terry Bradshaw, all those guys, they all picked the Eagles all the way across the board. Nobody was picking us. America wasn't picking us. The only people backing up the Kansas City Chiefs were the KC fans and the few select people that picked them. We were the underdogs in the playoffs. And you're darn right we got a reason to come out and tell everybody, hey, F you for putting a bad rep on our name and not believing in us and not, we got Patrick Mahomes, we got Travis Kelce, we got Andy Reid, and then we picked up all these talented receivers and talented players, Kadarius Toney and Justin Watson and Juju Smith-Schuster, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and all these guys on the defense and the rookies, and we had a too young of a defense, and the rookie backs weren't going to be able to hold their ground and all this stuff, and we shut it down. We proved all you wrong, and we won the Super Bowl. That's it. That's all there's nothing else to say. We shut all you down. We pretty much just debunked everything y'all said, and we became Super Bowl champs. Now, a lot of people don't like that because apparently a lot of people nowadays don't like the Chiefs because Chiefs are becoming the new dynasty like the Patriots were. Granted, we're not like the Patriots right as of now, but we're on our way. KC is on its way to a dynasty. We are on our way for a dynasty team. People might not think it, but it's true. And I know there's a lot of KC fans, but I know there's a lot of KC haters. And people just don't want to give us the recognition we deserve. And people don't want to admit that Chiefs actually have a dynasty team. I'm gonna say right now, it's a dynasty, guys. We got Travis Kelce, and we got him for a while. We got Patrick Mahomes on his contract, for about the next decade. We got a young blood, Isaiah Pacheco at running back, who's just running beast mode, little beast mode 2.0. And we got this young defense that we're building up. And on top of that, we got this draft in KC coming up. We got a draft in Kansas City. We got 12 picks in the draft. Who knows what we're going to do? Who knows what we're going to go after? Granted, we got a lot of free agency, a lot of free agents in our team this year. We got to look at some contracts. Hopefully, get some guys back. Get some guys, especially linemen. Some of those guys, defensive ends. Got to get those contracts. We got to figure that out. And I know Brett Veach, Reed, and Hunt, and President Donovan, all those guys in the organization, they're all going to get that stuff figured out. We're going to get the team back to going, and it's going to be one heck of a ride. I guarantee you we'll be back next year. We will run it back to the playoffs, and we will run it back to the Super Bowl. I'm saying it right now. I guarantee you Chiefs are in the Super Bowl next year. So go ahead, say you didn't doubt us, because I know next year coming up, you're all going to start doubting us again. You're just going to fuel us again, and we're going to prove you all wrong. So go ahead and doubt, because doubt only leads us to success. Like in the words of Mitch Holthus, you can dislike the Chiefs, you can disrespect the Chiefs, but eventually you're going to have to deal with the Chiefs. And my guy, Mitch Holthus, couldn't have said it any better. So go on ahead and bring on hate, because all it's going to do is bring us wins. Go Kansas City Chiefs. Congratulations on your Super Bowl victory. Can't wait for next season. Can't wait for this draft. And let's go Chiefs Kingdom.